All right, we're here at the property. Haven't gone in yet or anything. The seller said that they don't have keys. She didn't even know where the keys were. She said that the door's open. So we'll see if we'll be able to just walk in. What I wanted to do is I have my scope of work here, and so I'll just walk around the property with my scope of work. I made this 2 months ago when I first looked at the property. I've looked at probably 100 properties since then, so this is a nice tool to help us to make sure that we remember what we were looking at and what we were planning for when we were looking at the rehab budget. So just walking around the outside, first thing I have on my list here is the roof. So the notes that I have here is the roof is probably at least 15 years old, no leaks, and it looks decent. So the roof still looks fine. We're going to plan on not doing very much work to the roof. We are going to make sure the gutters are clean, but other than that, it's probably one part of the house that we probably won't have to touch too much. And then as we go around here, and this is exactly how my scope of work is organized. It starts with the exterior, and then it goes to the interior. The next notes that I have on here is the garage. So this is a garage, but then it has a couple lean-tos built onto it. When I first walked through, there was a ton of junk inside. So I just said, you know, the garage is junky, there's a lot of stuff, the seller's probably going to leave some stuff, so I just threw $1,000 at it. Just figuring there's probably going to be something to be done out here in the garage. The seller said there might be a garage opener somewhere in the property, so we're going to have to look for that later. And then we'll be able to get in the garage unless there's a door. Yeah, we'll just have to look later. Okay, so the next line item on my scope here is siding. So, and this is one of the reasons why it's really good to document this. So, when we first walked through a couple months ago, all this stuff wasn't grown up here, but you can see there's some exposed side of the house here. So we are going to need to add some siding to the bottom here. So that's something that probably a lot of people would overlook, but it's definitely something that we need to address. And it's actually worse on the back side of this house. So you can see the whole bottom of that has the whole side of the house is exposed. All right, so we have this deck. Also made a note that we're probably going to want to replace this deck. It works, but it just it looks kind of bad. The homeowner just kind of threw something in here together, but we're definitely going to rip that out and put in something that looks a lot more professional. This weird thing on the fence, we're taking this out. We're probably going to rip this whole fence out because it just looks kind of ratty. Alright, so that's everything for the outside. We're going to check out the inside here. Like I said, there's no keys, so we should be able to just walk right in. Hello? Just want to make sure there's no one inside. Alright, so most of the stuff is gone. The power's off now. It'll probably be hard to see, but the walls look really dirty. Smells like dogs in here. We got holes in the drywall. We got missing trim on the floor. So it's just a very worn house. We got all kinds of peeling wallpaper and stuff, and that's all part of our scope here. So the first thing that I have in here is it does need 10 new windows throughout the house. So when I did my first walkthrough, I checked a couple of these windows. We got wooden windows, which is always not good. Some of them wouldn't stay open, or they wouldn't stay closed, and so we're just gonna put in new windows. Yeah, that one won't stay open. Okay, so then we're into the mechanicals. So that was actually back here. So we got the water heater back here. It's hard to see because it's dark and the electricity's turned off. We are gonna replace the water heater. We're gonna put in all new electrical devices, so like outlets and switches, light fixtures, fans. It does not need a new panel box. So this is a newer panel box, and it's 200 amp, which is plenty of power. So we're gonna assume we don't need to replace that. One of the big line items on this one is HVAC. So this is an old oil furnace, and so per the seller, the furnace doesn't work and the air conditioner doesn't work. So they had literally no HVAC, no working HVAC in this house. So we're just going to take out the old oil furnace. There's a oil tank out back that we're going to take out, and we're going to put in a heat pump. The reason that's not that big of a deal is because we have the 200 amp service, so that gives us plenty of electrical capacity to put in the heat pump. Okay, so that's the mechanicals. So more of the cosmetics. So we have a line item in here for putting in either new drywall or stripping wallpaper, prep, patch, and paint all the rooms. We're putting in 2 new doors because the doors are all beat up from the pets, and we're putting in all new doorknobs throughout the interior. We're going to put in all new flooring. Some of this flooring looks okay. But some of it is kind of damaged by pets, so we're gonna plan on putting in all new flooring. If we think we can salvage some of this, then we will. All right, so now for the good stuff. We do have a couple more bedrooms here, but it's pretty much the same. This is the one where the dogs live. And it smells like dogs. We got a bath and a half here. So these are going to be pretty much completely redone. And then we got the half bath here. The seller was really embarrassed about this bathroom. We've seen worse, but it definitely needs some upgrades. In here, I think this is going to end up being the coolest part of this house. We have enough room in the budget to completely put in a brand new kitchen, and then we're going to tear out this wall. And so this is going to be a nice, big, open kitchen dining area. So we think we're going to tear out this wall and probably put in a beam, and then, so when we're done, this is just going to be one big open area. I think that's all for this scope. So we're going to try to find the garage door opener. We're going to let the rehab team know that we need some locks on this property as soon as possible. And then we're going to get started on the rehab in the next couple weeks.